newspaper. It's not a great newspaper, but we'll flick through it and read some of the articles and see what's going on in my local area. So as you can see from the front cover here, we have something about the NHS crisis, which if you're not from Britain, that's just basically the public health service that we have at the moment isn't doing very well. So it's always making the headlines at the moment that there's no money to go around, and a lot of things are going wrong, and critical staff members aren't getting the pay that they deserve, so some of the services aren't even doing as good as they could be if it wasn't just for staff levels. According to the newspaper, it's the worst month for ambulance delays ever, which in December isn't great either, because that's always a busy period for them, but I mean, it's one of those things where we've been told that if you need an ambulance, it's actually better to get yourself there by other more modes of transport rather than ring in an ambulance, unless it's super urgent, like a stroke or a heart attack or something. But, it's still good that we have this service, but there is obviously room for improvement at the moment. We've also got the big bird watch, which, as daft as it sounds, UK newspapers like to do that, where they'll have a very important, flashy first article, but then have something super daft in the top right, just to take the edge off of it a bit. So the big garden bird watch is basically just this national survey that they're trying to gather at the moment to see what type of birds are about at this time of year, and once they get that data, they can also give out stuff that can help to increase the population, because birds are important to the local ecosystem. There is also something about a body being found in the hunt for a missing father in the local area. Again, not great news, but I suppose it's nice that they do some of the local news on the front. And also it looks like a local hero's died as well, someone called Reekin Rower Gary. And something else about drivers are forced into temporary traffic lights at Severn Trent trying to fix a tanker with a burst pipe. I obviously I missed this, I didn't see this while driving about, so luckily I wasn't stuck in that traffic. And then we also have an advert at the bottom there, but it's not super important, so I'm just keeping that cut out for now. So let's turn the page. Another big advert there. Tesco is one of the bigger supermarkets in the UK. So they're struggling at the moment because there's the low-cost supermarkets like Aldi and Lidl that are beating them at the moment, so they're trying to do their best to try and compete with them. But here's the next lot of news articles. So the next big headline here is about a mother of 6 who burgled a Next, which is like a clothes shop in the UK. It's slightly, I wouldn't say it's like designer brand, but it's not the bottom of the clothing chain either. So and apparently she hurled a hammer at cops. That was the Next in Telford by the looks of it. So Telford's I don't live in Telford. I used to live in Telford, but now I live in another area. Agency hails the work of crews to protect homes as floods threatened. So Shropshire is quite a bad area for flooding when the rains hit at this time of year. So they do a lot of flood preparation to try and protect homes as much as they can. But unfortunately, most of the time it's actually really bad here, and the homes can't be protected. But this is the first year where we actually kind of got away with it a bit, and not so much damage was done. And this article here is just basically praising them for actually responding pretty quickly and getting the job done, which is always good to see in the news. People try and be negative quite a lot of the times, but if something good goes right, you should always mention it as well. Man and woman die after car and lorry in collision. Well, let's not go into detail for that one. And council leader disappointed about funding. Unfortunately, UK newspapers are always quite negative, so even the local ones. So I apologise if some of the articles have a negative effect on your experience today. But I'm just going with what I got, unfortunately. We don't have a positive newspaper as such, really. We'll just quickly go through some of the highlights as we flick through. There's a local sculptor picking up an award, which is quite nice to see. And it looks like there's some consultation starts on plans to launch driving test centre in Shropshire, which is good. Another thing that's going on at the moment in the country is that it's really hard to get a driving test, so there's plenty of driving instructors and you can get plenty of lessons, but then to actually do your test and pass so that you can drive on your own is quite impossible to do at the moment. Some people can be waiting 6 to 9 months, and it's also got to a point now where there's scalpers booking tests and then selling them online for a profit, which that's never good. That's never good. So the man punched police officer in the head while being arrested. That's happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. There's a new GP practice in town that's going to cost 5 million apparently. That's a lot of money for a building in my opinion, but there you go. The Shrewsbury Town Away shirt advert there. Looks like there's a house for sale for £50 million, which is rather a lot, even by this country's standards. You can also see the amount of adverts that we get in newspapers, which is quite funny because you actually pay for these newspapers as well most of the time. Of a family announcements there, so let's see if there's any interesting ones to go into more detail for. So let's have a look. That's none of that's positive. Let's try and find the other half of that maybe. If there's anyone in the UK watching this, if you know of a newspaper that is a bit more positive, let me know, because I'd love to go through one and actually have some good stories to tell. But at the moment, especially in January as well, it's always a bit of a doom and gloom situation, I'm afraid. I think it's a seasonal thing, but yeah. So there's the pull-out guide for the bird spotting, as we saw on the front cover. Basically gives you all of the birds that you could expect to see in a British garden, and you can then take them off or write down how many you see and be able to report it back to the RSPB, which is a national bird charity in the UK. They tend to do this about once a year, but I think they're going to start doing it more often to try and keep track of better numbers. I unfortunately don't actually get that many birds in my garden. We do try and feed them a bit, but we have quite a few active cats about, so unfortunately the birds don't tend to stick around while they're about. There's a TV listing for the day that the paper's printed on, so January 26th. It just basically lists most of the main channels in the UK. So you've got BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, which is Channel 3 in a way, Channel 4, Channel 5, and then you've got ITV 2 and 3 and more 4. That's all of the main channels people watch, but then again, a lot of young people don't watch TV anymore, they stream it all, so, you know. But then again, what young people are buying newspapers as well, I suppose. A page of local adverts now, so if you need any sort of local work doing, you can always come here to find some people that are willing to do the work for a price. There's an article there about a former Shropshire Star employee who's passed away, unfortunately. I'm sure that's a good read. He'll have some stories to tell about the local area and stuff like that. And as is tradition in probably every newspaper in the world, but we've got the puzzle page. I used to love doing these when I was younger. But I'm not going to do them now because I'm struggling to see some of the questions, but maybe that could be another video in the future. And then we've got the business section of the newspaper. It weirdly says city news there, but the county that I live in doesn't have a single city in it, so there we go. It also talks about the stocks and shares there for the FTSE as well, which is the UK trading market. There's some more adverts there, but this is for jobs this time. Tend to be a lot of schools hiring at the moment. Yeah, more schools, more colleges advertising at the moment. It's quite a hard profession for people to stay in, I think, at the moment. And then we've got the local classifieds. So basically, any smaller ads, or if you're trying to sell a pet or something like that locally, you can advertise here, or a car. Some people sell like holiday homes and stuff like that through here as well, which is always good. It's not a very big section though, as you can see. Again, probably the internet's biting into that a bit now, and people have found other ways to do it than the local paper. But you've got the horse racing for the next working day. You can see all the horses and the rods at the moment, and place any bets if you want to. And then we're at the back of the paper now, so it's all about sport. Which I don't follow much sport, especially locally, so this is all property go to me. But yeah, and then on the back you have the headlines for the sports as well. So this is the front page. It's always the important news, and then the back page is always the important sport. Because after the front page, the back pages will help sell the paper as well. I've been Foamy ASMR. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next